hi, I didn't see you walk in. You'll have to look over our bay. We're a little dirty right now. We just got done getting back, cleaning up a little bit, getting our equipment cleaned up and ready to go for the next round. Glad you stopped by. There's a couple things I'd like to talk with you about. One being cancer. Cancer is a big thing for the fire departments these days, as the cancer rate among firefighters keeps increasing. And we found out that due to the materials and the chemicals that's in the smoke and breathing, contact with our skin, that we're really picking up a lot of this cancer. But what I'm going to do is have you to look over this information right quick, and while you're looking over it, I'm going to grab out some gear, and we can go over the gear. Well, I hope you found that information interesting. What we've got here is we've got a couple pairs of turnout gear. One, of course, you can tell by looking at it, hasn't been washed after the last use, and this set here has been washed. You can tell by the carbon buildup on the outside shell that this one has been in quite a bit of smoke and quite a bit of residue settled on it. The material inside the smoke, the chemicals, the carcinogens, arsenic, formaldehyde, carbon monoxide, all these chemicals have been shown to cause cancer. And with breathing those in, you would think lung cancer is the most prevalent type of cancer that you would have to deal with. It's actually not. The most prevalent type of cancer for a firefighter is actually testicular cancer, but that's only one of among many, from kidney to liver to lung, and all these different types of cancer that can be acquired just from breathing in the smoke. But let's talk about another way of contacting these chemicals or this material. The material can actually be absorbed through your skin. If you're out working a structure fire doing what we call overhaul, that's where we're actually going through, turning over the debris, looking for hot spots to make sure that we don't have a rekindle. What we do is, during the fire, we have on our respiratory protection, which of course is this right here. This mask goes underneath our hood and our helmet, and as you can see, it fits pretty tightly against your face. Once that's on there, you get a little bit of restriction in your vision on side to side. You can't really see, and depending on how hot you've gotten, your face mask tends to fog up. So during overhaul operations, a lot of firefighters will actually take the respiratory protection off, not realizing that the material is still off-gassing. That off-gassing is releasing and belching steam into the air, which still contains the chemicals. What we should do is, while we're doing our overhaul procedures, where we're flipping over the material debris, trying to salvage what we can for the homeowner, we need to make sure we keep our respiratory protection on. Now you might say, well, all this gear here, it's not really hard to see how it can be cleaned. Well, cleaning it is not really hard. Basically what you do is you take the turnout gear apart. This coat here, for example, you have your inside liner, your outside liner, and then this back side of your inside liner, here's what we call the moisture barrier. This is actually some type of a nylon felt that keeps moisture from penetrating through to the inside liner. What we would do is we'd take this to a cleaner here with our department, and we would take and have it taken apart. When we take it to the cleaner, they'll wash the outer shell and the inner liner separate so they don't get cross-contaminated. In a lot of smaller departments like ours, we only have one set of turnout gear per person. Now, you can kind of see the problem if it's going to take 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 days to clean turnout gear. If you've had 30 firefighters at a structure fire and everybody has to take their turnout gear in at the same time, then you're going to run out of people with protective equipment to actually do the job. As you can see, this coat, a pair of gloves, a pair of pants, helmet, radio, pager, boots, SCBA, and a mask. Costs anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000 per set. Now, you can see the extra cost that would be added if each person were to have 2 sets, or the department was to keep enough sets of gear to actually outfit every person that was at the structure fire. The other option is to have an extractor installed. Now the extractor is a special type of washing machine. It's made to wash this type of equipment. And it's made to wash the equipment in such a way that it pulls all the carbon out of the fabric. Now once that carbon's gone, you've lost the danger of cross-contamination to your skin. And there again, remember, for every 5 degrees your body temperature rises while you're working, your skin becomes 400% more absorbent, which means any of the smoke or residue or steam that happens to be hitting your skin, coming up the side of your neck, your face, when you take off that respiratory protection, leaves you in a state that you're absorbing those chemicals and materials. What I'd like to do is go over a few best practices to help prevent cancer. Number one, you always want to wear full PPE, even during the overhaul process. Even though it's harder to work with carrying that 50-pound pack on your back, I know it does get heavy after a while, especially after you've been on scene for 6 hours. That's quite a bit of weight to carry around, but it's imperative that you wear it to protect yourself. The next thing you want to do is have a second hood. After the initial fire's knocked down, you want to have a second hood that you can go ahead and throw on in place of the one that's been absorbing all this carbon and materials. The third thing you want to do is do a wet decontamination on scene. Go ahead and spray off your gear, brush it off, get all the bigger chunks or the larger particles off of you on scene. And then, if you may have exposed areas on the body that you may have come in contact with any products of combustion, then what you want to do is wash that skin. Your face, wet wipe, anything to go ahead and get that off there so you can stop absorbing that material. Change your clothes. Most firefighters have a habit, they'll throw their bunker gear over their arm, or they'll sling it over their shoulder, which gets right on the clothes that you're wearing underneath. You want to shower immediately. As soon as you get an opportunity, go ahead and jump in the shower. Go ahead and get the materials off of you, out of your hair, your eyes, your face, just decontaminate. You never want to take the contaminated bunker gear home with you. Keep it in living areas or inside your car. You want to make sure that it's in an area that's away from people until you can get it laundered and washed. Apparatus seats inside the trucks. A lot of folks never think about that. Take some upholstery cleaner. Most of these are actually vinyl seats, so you can take and wipe them down. Remove the gear prior to returning to the station. Take the gear off, go ahead and put it in a safe location until you can get back to the station and get it on. And then, the most important thing every year is get an annual physical. That will help you from year to year determine if you're in a state where you've got cancer, or kind of track down when it might occur. Because if you're clean this year and next year you're not, you know, it's somewhere in between the amount of structure fires that you've had, you've contracted, or the chemicals that you've come in contact with is actually built up to a point where your body's no longer tolerating them well. One important thing that I'd like to mention is that if you want to stop cancer, a few things that you can remember that go with the word cancer is change your PPE after every fire. Always shower after every fire. Never place dirty PPE in living areas. Clean your PPE regularly. Exhaust is deadly. Talking about the exhaust from off-gassing or the products of combustion. And remember, get yearly physical.